The city of Enterprise honored Girl Scout Lydia Plant for selling the most cookies in southern Alabama. News 4's Jacqueline Lambert spoke with the rising 7th grader about her accomplishment.
13-year-old Lydia Plant has become quite the pro at selling Girl Scout cookies. A few years ago, she was named the top cookie seller in southern Alabama for her innovative cookie vending machine. This year, she sold almost 14,000 of them, beating her previous record. However, the numbers are not what Lydia loves the most.
Yeah, I love meeting all of the really cool and interesting people, and I like selling things. It's a lot of cookies, but I enjoy the actual process of selling them more.
Since joining as a little girl, she has been setting goals with her mom and troop leader Andrea by her side.
We are a lot more than just cookies.
However, it is the life lessons that are most important to Lydia.
Since most careers that I could go into would include money management, decision-making, business skills, people skills, and goal setting, it's really important that we learn those things now because many people don't.
The 5 troops in Enterprise were recognized by the city for their success and for donating 300 boxes to the Hometown Heroes program. It's a program that benefits active military, first responders, and local nonprofits. Lydia's mother says that this is a reminder of what Girl Scouts is all about.
The Girl Scout program really leans to raising girls of courage, confidence, and character, and I have seen that firsthand as a troop leader. My troops have been together for many years, and they were all little daisies, and I've watched them grow into these beautiful young women that are definitely going to make the world a better place.
In Enterprise, Jacqueline Lambert, your hometown news leader.
Because of her success, Girl Scouts awarded Lydia with a trip out of the country.